My name is Isla Monroe. I am 28 years old. And I am currently sitting in my car, outside my apartment complex. Still processing what happened 3 hours ago. My boyfriend, Nathan Vale, 26. I just played himself in the most spectacular way possible. And the worst part is, he still does not know how much I know. We had been together for 14 months. Not forever. But long enough that I introduced him to my parents. Long enough that I helped him move apartments when his lease fell apart. Long enough that I had already started clearing one side of my closet, because I was planning to ask him to move in next month. I thought we were building something real. That was my first mistake. Last Thursday, we had dinner plans at this beautiful steakhouse downtown. I made reservations 3 weeks ahead because the place was always packed. Nathan loved their ribeye, their truffle fries, their ridiculous whiskey menu. He mentioned that restaurant constantly, like it was proof that we had taste, that we had a future, that we were the kind of couple who made plans and kept them. At 4 p.m, 2 hours before our reservation, I got his text, "Babe, I'm so sorry. Woke up feeling awful. Think it's food poisoning from lunch. Rain check." I stared at the message. Disappointed, but not suspicious. I replied, "Oh no. Want me to bring you soup, ginger ale medicine?" No. Just need to sleep. Talk tomorrow." It seemed believable. Nathan worked in medical sales. Traveled often. Ate at random client lunches. And complained about airport food. Like it was a personal enemy. So I canceled our reservation. Ordered takeout. And settled in for a quiet night. Around 8. I was on a video call with my friend Trevor while we played online together. He was half listening to me complain about my canceled date when he suddenly went quiet. Then he said, "Wait, isn't that Nathan?" My stomach tightened before I even understood why. What? He sent me a screenshot from his girlfriend, Mia's Instagram story. It was a short video from some CBD wellness product launch. Music. Lights. People holding little branded cocktails. And there, in the background, wearing the navy jacket I bought him for his birthday, was Nathan, very much not sick, very much holding a drink, very much laughing at a woman standing too close to him. At first, Ifeldanger, then confusion, then something colder, curiosity. I did not call him. I did not text him. I did not give him the chance to lie faster than I could think. Instead, I opened my old Instagram account, the one I barely used, and checked his stories. Nothing. His feed, nothing. But then I remembered close friend stories. Apparently, I was not close enough, so Trevor asked Mia to check. Mia and Nathan followed each other because they moved in the same sales circles. 15 minutes later, Trevor called me back. His voice was careful. "Isla? You need to see this." Mia had sent screenshots. Nathan's close friend's story from an hour earlier showed him at the event with text over the video. "When she thinks you're sick, but you're securing option B." Another story showed him raising a glass with the woman beside him. "Men always have a backup woman. Your girlfriend should never be your only option." Then the final one, a boomerang of him clinking glasses with her. Auditioning replacements is exhausting work. I sat there staring at my phone for 10 full minutes, not because I did not understand, because I understood too clearly. This man had posted about humiliating me to a private audience that included people who knew me. He had turned our relationship into a joke with captions and cocktails. But here is where it got interesting. Mia, absolute legend that she is, started digging. The event was public. She found the Eventbrite page. The venue was directly next door to the steakhouse, where Nathan and I were supposed to have dinner. Then Mia found the woman, Chloe Mercer, Nathan's ex-girlfriend, the same Chloe he once described as part of his past. Then, later corrected me when I called her his ex. She's not just my ex, he had said. She knew me before you did. Before me. As if history gave her seniority, Mia checked Chloe's LinkedIn. Medical device sales. Same industry. Same conference circuit. Same polished smile. And according to Mia, Chloe had been commenting on Nathan's posts for months. Great insight. Couldn't agree more. Your energy is unmatched. Professional enough to deny. Personal enough to sting. Saturday came. I still had not contacted Nathan about what I knew. Around noon. He texted, feeling better. Dinner tonight, that Italian place. I stared at the message until my reflection dimmed on the screen. Then I replied. Actually, I managed to get us reservations at the steakhouse again. Said them niche. P. M. He answered almost instantly. Omge. Yes. You're the best. What he did not know was that I made a reservation for one. At the table directly beside the one he had booked with Chloe, because Chloe had posted to, not much. Just enough. A blurry photo of a reservation confirmation, reflected in a mirror. A caption, Saturday dinner. Time to be chosen properly. Same steakhouse. Same time. Samamun. I arrived at 6:45. I told the hostess I was expecting someone, but asked to be seated early. She gave me a table with a perfect view of the reservation beside mine. I ordered a whiskey. Opened my Kindle. And waited. Chop the change. Nathan walked in. He saw me immediately. His face moved through shock. Fear. Calculation. And finally, a terrible little smile. Isla. He said. What are you doing here? I smiled back. Waiting for you. You said, 7. Nathan blinked twice before recovering. I thought you meant another day. Really, I asked gently. Because you seemed very excited. He glanced toward the entrance. Not at me. Toward the entrance. Like he was waiting for someone. I actually have a client meeting, he said, after an awkward pause. Saturday nights happen sometimes. A client. At your favorite steakhouse. He laughed too quickly. You know how sales is? I do. I might be here a while. That's okay. I replied. I'll wait. Maybe we can share dessert afterward. The color drained from his face. No. I mean, it could take hours. I brought my Kindle. He looked trapped. His phone vibrated. He glanced at the screen and immediately shoved it back into his pocket. I need the restroom. He walked away so quickly he nearly bumped into a server. I watched him disappear down the hallway. Less than 2 minutes later, a woman walked through the front entrance. Long dark hair, white blazer, confident smile. She scanned the restaurant before the hostess welcomed her. The hostess looked toward the reserved table beside mine. Exactly where I expected. Chloe Mercer. She sat down and checked her phone. A moment later, Nathan returned from the hallway. He saw Chloe. Then he saw me watching both of them. For one brief second, every lie he had rehearsed vanished from his face. He walked toward me instead. My client is running late. I smiled. So is mine. What? I said my client is running late too. He forced another laugh. You've been making jokes all night. Have I? Before he could answer, Chloe looked over. She recognized Nathan immediately. Her expression softened into the smile of someone expecting a date. She raised one hand slightly. Nathan froze. He pretended not to notice. Interesting. So he wanted her to think he had simply been delayed. He wanted me to think she was a stranger. He wanted both realities to exist at the same time, until they couldn't. I closed my Kindle, stood up, picked up my glass, then calmly walked to Chloe's table. Excuse me, I said politely. She smiled. Hi. Are you waiting for someone? Yes. So, Nathan looked like he wanted the floor to split open. Chloe looked between us. Confused. I'm Chloe. I'm Isla. We shook hands. Nathan finally stepped forward. What are you doing? I ignored him. Chloe, I asked softly. How long have you been seeing Nathan? Her smile faded. What? Nathan. She slowly turned toward him. You know each other. Nathan immediately answered, she's misunderstanding. I kept my voice calm. I asked you a question. Chloe looked uncertain. We've been reconnecting. For how long? She hesitated. About 3 months? I nodded. Thank you. Nathan interrupted. It's not like that. I looked at him. Then explain. He opened his mouth. Nothing came out. I reached into my purse. Not dramatically. Just quietly. I placed my phone on the table. Opened the screenshots Mia had sent me. The first close friend's story. When she thinks you're sick. But you're securing option B. Then the second, men should always have a backup woman. Then the final boomerang. Auditioning replacements is exhausting work. Chloe's eyes widened. She looked at Nathan. You posted this. He swallowed. It was just a joke. A joke, I asked. You canceled our dinner because you were supposedly dying from food poisoning. You came here with your ex. It's complicated. Chloe reached for the phone. She read every screenshot, every caption, every timestamp. Then she quietly asked him. You told me you were single. Silence. She looked back at me. And you? We've been together 14 months. Her chair scraped against the floor. She stood. No. Nathan reached toward her. Chloe. Let me explain. She stepped back. Don't. He turned toward me instead. Isla. Please. I almost laughed. A few minutes ago. He had 2 women. Now neither wanted to hear another word. The restaurant had gone strangely quiet. People were pretending not to stare. Servers suddenly found reasons to refill water glasses nearby. Nathan lowered his voice. I never meant for either of you to get hurt. I looked at him for several long seconds. That sentence tells me everything. What? You didn't say you never meant to lie. You didn't say none of this happened. You only regret getting caught. He shook his head desperately. No. Then tell Chloe, you were faithful. Silence? Tell me you never planned to keep seeing her. Silence again. Chloe folded her arms. Were you ever going to tell either of us? Nathan rubbed both hands across his face. I was trying to figure things out. I nodded slowly. While calling us backups, I didn't mean those posts. You posted them. My friends joke like that. So you became the joke. He looked around the restaurant. Only then did he realize everyone nearby had heard enough to understand. His confidence disappeared completely. Chloe quietly removed a small gift box from her purse. I bought this for you. She placed it on the table. I guess I don't need it anymore. Nathan stared at it without touching it. I reached into my wallet and placed enough cash beside my untouched drink. I've suddenly lost my appetite. Nathan stepped toward me. Please don't leave. I already did. When? The moment you chose another reservation. I picked up my purse. Chloe picked up hers. Without saying a word to each other. We walked toward the exit together. Behind us. Nathan called both of our names. Neither of us turned around. Outside the restaurant, the summer air felt strangely peaceful. Chloe stopped beside me. I honestly thought he was single. I believe you. She looked down at the screenshots, still open on my phone. I feel sick. So do I. She gave a bitter laugh. I guess neither of us had food poisoning after all. For the first time that night, I smiled. A real smile. Small. Exhausted. But real. My phone vibrated. Nathan. Then again, and again. By the time I reached my car, he had already sent 12 messages. The first begged. The 5th blamed. The 10th promised he could explain everything. I locked the doors, placed the phone face down, started the engine, and drove away, while he stood alone under the restaurant lights. Finally realizing that the only backup plan he had left was no plan at all. The fallout began before I even made it home. By the time I parked outside my apartment, my phone had exploded. Not just messages from Nathan, messages from mutual friends, his younger sister, 2 co-workers, even his roommate. Every notification carried the same confused energy. What happened? Is Nathan okay? Why did Chloe leave crying? Nathan's own texts evolved through every stage of panic. It isn't what it looked like. Then, you embarrassed me. Then, please just let me explain. Then, I've ruined everything. I blocked his number. 5 minutes later, another message appeared from an unknown number. Then another. I blocked those too. The next morning, Mia called. You should sit down. I'm already sitting. I found Chloe. What happened? We talked. Apparently Chloe had gone home devastated. Nathan had spent the previous 3 months convincing her that he had recently ended a serious relationship and wasn't ready to rush into labels again. He claimed he wanted something mature. Something slow. Something genuine. Meanwhile, he had been introducing me to his family, talking about moving into my apartment, planning vacations 6 months ahead, living 2 completely different lives. Later that afternoon, my phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't Nathan. It was Chloe. Her message was simple. I think we both deserve the truth. Coffee. I agreed. When we met, the awkwardness disappeared within minutes. Neither of us blamed the other. We compared timelines, photos, message, trips. He had scheduled dates with each of us on alternating weekends. When he claimed he was traveling for work with me, he often spent those evenings with Chloe. When he told Chloe he needed family time, he was with me. It was like watching someone build 2 puzzles using the same pieces. Then Chloe showed me something unexpected. Nathan had been sending her screenshots from dating podcasts, creators who preached that men should always keep multiple women emotionally invested until one proved herself worthy. One message from Nathan stood out. Never put all your eggs in one basket. He had actually believed that, not as a joke, as a strategy. I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was unbelievably pathetic. That evening, Nathan showed up outside my apartment. He wasn't there to apologize. He was angry. You humiliated me. I folded my arms. No. You ruined my reputation. You did. You blindsided me. You lied to me for 3 months. You could have handled this privately. I looked at him quietly. You publicly mocked our relationship on social media. His jaw tightened. Those stories were private. So cheating becomes acceptable, if only close friends can see it. That's not what I said. No. You just believed it. He stepped closer. You knew exactly what you were doing by showing up. I went to dinner with my boyfriend. I didn't expect you there. I know. Silence settled between us. Then he said something that told me everything. You were never supposed to find out. There it was. Not regret. Not guilt. Only failure. Failure, because his plan had collapsed. I asked him to leave. He refused. He insisted we needed closure. We needed a conversation. We needed another chance. Instead, I pulled out my phone. When he had disappeared toward the restroom before Chloe arrived at the restaurant, I had quietly started recording. Nothing illegal. Nothing manipulated. Just the truth. The recording captured him, telling me he had a client meeting. It captured Chloe greeting him. It captured him failing to deny either relationship. Most importantly, it captured him admitting he had been trying to figure things out. I pressed play. He listened in complete silence. When it ended, he looked pale. You recorded me. I recorded the truth. You can't use that. I don't have to. It's enough that it exists. He reached toward my phone. I stepped backward. If you touch me again, I'll call security. Something finally broke inside him. Not remorse. Pride. He walked away without another word. I thought it was over. It wasn't. 2 days later, Nathan uploaded a long social media post. A dramatic, black and white selfie. Eyes red. Caption. Sometimes people manipulate situations to destroy someone they claim to love. Comments flooded in. Stay strong. You're better than this. Toxic women are dangerous. His sympathy lasted less than 24 hours, because Chloe commented, I was the other woman. He lied to both of us. The comment disappeared within minutes, so she posted screenshots herself. Then Mia added the close friends stories. Then Trevor confirmed the timeline. One lie after another collapsed. But Nathan still wasn't finished. He decided to tell everyone I had stalked him. that I used fake accounts, that I manipulated Chloe. Until one mistake destroyed everything. He posted about surviving a toxic relationship on LinkedIn. His employer saw it. His regional manager requested a meeting. During the review, they discovered something unrelated. Expense reports, restaurant receipts, client dinners. Many of those business meetings had actually been dates. With Chloe, with me, sometimes with other women, company money, personal relationships, false expense claims. Within 2 weeks, he was placed under investigation. Shortly afterward, he resigned before the disciplinary process finished. Then came another surprise. Chloe contacted me again. "You need to see this." She had spoken with 2 more women. Both believed they were exclusively dating Nathan. One had known him for 6 months. Another had been talking to him long distance after meeting him at a conference. Each woman had heard nearly identical promises, nearly identical excuses, nearly identical lies. Together, they built a timeline. It stretched far beyond me, far beyond Chloe. Nathan hadn't been maintaining one backup. He had been collecting them. Like applications, like insurance policies, like people were disposable. Weeks later, I received one final email. Not from another fake number, not through a friend. Directly from Nathan. He admitted everything. He said he had convinced himself that modern dating required constant options, that online influencers taught men never to become emotionally dependent on one woman, that keeping everyone competing made him feel powerful. He wrote that losing all of us at once forced him to confront who he had become. He apologized, not only to me, to Chloe, to the others, to his parents. He said he had started therapy. He said he was moving to another state to live with relatives and rebuild his life. He ended the email with one sentence: "I finally understand that having endless options leaves you with nothing." I never replied. Some stories do not need a final conversation. They only need an ending. Months have passed now. Chloe and I occasionally exchange messages, not because we bonded through betrayal, because we survived the same deception. Mia is still the friend everyone deserves. Trevor still reminds me that curiosity saved me more than anger ever could. As for me, I'm taking my time before trusting anyone again. I learned that lies rarely collapse because of dramatic confrontations. Most of the time, they collapse because liars become too confident. Nathan believed he was clever enough to manage multiple lives. Instead, he destroyed every one of them himself. The irony still makes me smile sometimes. He once believed everyone needed a backup plan. In the end, he became the only person left without one.